So the last vote you all took part in decided whether I went to the northern town of Nouadhibou on the coast or to a town in the Sahara desert called Atar, and of course you chose the desert option. We've been in and around the desert for a while, but mostly along the coastline, but this time we're actually in the middle of it. We have come 300 miles northeast of Nouakchott, and this is what my position looks like on a map. So as you can see from that, I'm pretty much in the thick of it. You might remember from the Nouakchott video I mentioned quite briefly that 90% of the land of Mauritania is in the Sahara desert, and well, this is part of that 90%. This is Atar, the capital city of the Adrar region. Today I'm pretty much just going to have a mooch around, try and enjoy the fruits, the produce of your voting, and see what life looks like in this part of the world. Now then, if for some reason it needed clarifying just how hard it is to live in the Sahara desert in this bit, I'll give you some context. The Adrar region, which is basically the big county that I'm in now, covers about 100,000 square miles, so it's the same size as the UK, all the UK put together, but the population of this whole space is 60,000, and between half and a third of them live in this town, 25,000, which means the other 99,000 square miles, there's only 35,000 people living here, and that's smaller than the population of Cleethorpes. So imagine taking all the people from lovely sunny Cleethorpes and just dishing them out across the UK randomly. That's how sparse this area really is. So to be totally honest, I can't imagine there's an awful lot going on around here. So we're just going to have a walk around today around Atar, see what happens if anything, have a look at the market, that kind of thing, just see what it all looks like. And then later on we're going to get a shared taxi minibus thing to Choum, have a look around that little village, it's a nearby one, and then do that special thing that I hinted at in the voting video. I actually got here yesterday from Nouakchott, but I arrived mid-afternoon, so it was a bit late to start doing it, so I just chilled out basically. If you're interested, it takes 6 hours from Nouakchott. It costs about 400 ouguias, so 8 quid. And because of my time here yesterday afternoon and yesterday evening, there's a couple of first impressions that I want to pass on. Firstly, the heat is so intense, and I know that sounds really obvious because where I am, but I kind of got used to the temperature in Nouakchott and that kind of thing, but it's a whole different ball game here. And in fact, I'm going to keep wandering around and looking at this place. I need to do something about this heat, so I'm going to go shopping. Look at this. I guarantee my dad is watching this clip right now and thinking to himself, Lawrence of Arabia. Well, here I am. You know what they say, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. Well, I'm in the Sahara desert, everyone else has got one of these things, let's see if it actually works. Right now it just feels like I put a blanket on my head, so I'm really warm, but maybe it's good for keeping the sun off. And the second thing that I noticed quite quickly about this place was how everybody here seems to be much better versed in approaching tourists, as in like in Nouakchott, a lot of people spoke to me, but it was more like, hey, how are you, welcome to Mauritania, whatever. Here, every single kid walks up to you and just says kadu, 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 which I assume means money or something, and all the adults are like, hey, do you want to go to the desert, do you want to go to this place, do you want to go to this place, and try and get money out of you that way. So maybe this is more of like a hub to go somewhere else, but yeah, the locals seem a lot more like aggressive sales wise than in Nouakchott. Bonjour, comment ça va? Comment ça va? Bonjour. 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 Bonjour, monsieur. Cadeau. Hola. Cadeau. Bonjour. Cadeau. Anyway, let's go and have a wander round. That roundabout seems like the main centre of the town. That's where I arrived on the bus. I guess that's where you get all the transport to and from. And around it's just loads of agencies like tour places and that kind of thing. You know those comedy disguises that have like glasses, a nose and a moustache? That's exactly what I feel like this headscarf thing is. It's working though. No one's looking at me funny anymore. Maybe I've fooled them all. Oh, what an exhausting place. This turban headscarf thing really is working a treat. It's keeping the sun off me. I feel a lot better for it, but there's nothing that can stop how unbearably hot this place is. I'm just so damp everywhere. It's minging. Oh, and by the way, if you can actually catch diseases from bananas, it is game over for me. That's all I've eaten. Most of this trip I've eaten bananas. I know it might seem like today I'm just showing you donkeys, sand and goats constantly, but to be honest that's pretty much all there is to do in Atar, so far at least. I've had a pretty good walk around this morning. There's just shops and dust and animals rolling around. There's not an awful lot actually happening apart from just like local life going on. I really wish I knew what kadu was though. Everyone's asking for it. All the kids are asking me for some kadu. Money, food, I don't know. I don't know what that is. I also want to take back what I said earlier about everyone trying to poach me, trying to get me to go somewhere and get some business out of me. That's really not the case anywhere in the town except in this middle bit near the roundabout. But then again, this is like the travel hub bit. There's loads of travel agencies and I am a tourist walking around, so it's pretty reasonable for them to think I'm trying to go somewhere, to be honest. So take that back. Everyone's minding their own business, doing little craft things, selling things, just like in Nouakchott. But the kids really want some kadu, and I wish I had some kadu for them. Whatever that is, I feel like it would solve a lot of problems here. Anyway, I'm wrapped back up. Yeah, I'm getting good at this, look at that. It's pretty decent. Go for another wander, have a look around the rest of it. Part 2, now I've cooled down a little bit. This is the quieter, dustier side of town. It all just seems very countryside-y, the lifestyle. I mean, if you swap the grass for sand and the rain for 35-40 degrees. But yeah, pretty countryside-y. Look at him steaming off. Oh, and yeah, I did also acquire a quilt off some people. I'll explain why in a little bit. And I was fed. Super nice guy let me in, gave me some rice and meat stuff. Once again, the hospitality of the people does not cease to amaze. I think, to be honest, overall, Atar is just a gateway towards Shingeti, Atar Choum, nearby places in the desert and that kind of thing. So if you're coming here to start a desert tour or that kind of thing, which I believe there are lots of available, then it's good to spend a few hours, wander around, enjoy the peace and quiet, because this place is so much more relaxed than Nouakchott. It's just so quiet and nice. But I really wouldn't budget too much time for here. Like I said, it's good to wander around, but not an awful lot going on, as I suspected. Anyway, as for me, as for today, I'm going to use Atar for its transport purposes myself, and I'm going to head onwards to Choum. This is the hottest place in the world, and I'm carrying a fat bag, and it feels really pointless to be carrying a quilt. All will make sense soon. Onwards. You know how in England, if we see someone living extravagantly or they've got a bit of spare money, we go, ah, how'd the other half live? Well, This is how the other half live. This is Choum, a very poor and very empty part of a very poor and very empty Mauritania. In fact, this is part of Mauritania that the UK Foreign and Commonwealth Office, which is the official government tourism advice thing, explicitly advises against visiting as a British citizen because it's dangerous and whatever. So this is pretty much as bad as Mauritania can possibly get according to the UK government, and well, look at it, it's harmless. In fact, saying that, the government actually advises against anywhere in Mauritania. They have the whole region as do not travel to unless absolutely necessary, and we've had a pretty good, safe time, I reckon, so I'm not too alarmed about this bit. And actually, I asked somebody for some drinking water when I got here. They took me to somewhere to get it, and this was the tap that we drank from, just for some context. This is one of the houses. But the kid's dead funny, bless him. Oh, and I finally found out what cadeau meant. I asked some guy earlier. It actually means food, not money, so I feel a bit tight. But anyway, in spite of all this, as soon as I arrived, I was welcomed into somebody's carpetless home. We sat, we drank tea, we talked about football and Barcelona and Messi, the normal kind of thing. And once again, I was treated with utmost respect and warmth. So absolutely nothing against the actual people of this place. They've just not got it very fortunate, bless them. And in fact, that same guy's house is where my my covers and my other stuff is. So don't worry, I've not lost my quilt. And I know you're probably wondering, why do you even have a quilt and why are you in this place that is apparently so bad? Well, I'm not here for a sleepover. I'm actually here for, well, I'm not going to tell you. You can wait till the next video. I'm in a rush though, so I'll catch you in the next one. This one's going to be good. See you in a bit.